Hello, hello, it's Jeff from jeffrey-thomas.com, and I'm going to go ahead and preview my ukulele tab arrangement for Island in the Sun by Weezer. So make sure you're following the link in the description to the tablature on my website if you're on YouTube. And if you're on my website, awesome. Here we go. I'm going to walk through the sections because there's a lot of repeats here. So starting with the intro, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Alrighty, 4 times on that intro. Then we hit the verse. Strumming's a little bit different here on the verse. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so at the same time of the verse, there's a guitar fill that comes in. Actually, I think on the last 4 repeats of the chord progression for the verse, and that guitar fill is starting at the second line on the tablature. Ready, go. So this is a really cool part to play as a fill if you have other people playing the rhythm. Obviously, it's going to sound awesome. So here's what's going on with the technique there. You'll notice in the tablature I have P and I written underneath those notes for the fill. So backing up just a bit, your right hand letter names are, your thumb is P, first finger's I, middle finger's M, and then your ring finger's A. And that's written in the tablature in the lower left. Really horrible drawing of the right hand there. But anyway, so to keep it simple in the right hand, P-I, 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 P-I. Okay. Then we're moving on to the last measure of the second line, back to chords. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3. Hit another verse 4 times, guitar fill 4 times, then we hit the chorus. 2, 3, 4. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, then back to the chords. Again. Then the guitar solo. So that's the last 2 measures on page 1. And then page 2. Alright, so let me hit that guitar solo again for you slow. Ready, go. I am just digging this Ohana tenor. So thank you very much, Ohana, for sending that to me. All the notes play. It sounds great. Alright, so the technique on the guitar solo, starting out with the E minor chord, 2 strums, beats 1 and 2. Then you come in and do a block chord on just the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string open. Then we're up to the 5th fret, 1st string, tied, going over to the next measure, 8, 7, tied, 8, 7, and then you're tying over to page 2 at that point. So let's talk about a few things that are important on this tune. The dead notes, okay? I refer to them as dead notes, not chunking. Just wanted to get that on the table. I don't know where chunking came from, so it seems to be a big buzzword in the ukulele world. If you look at the intro, you'll see I have E minor, and then dead notes, X's on all 4 strings. So you can do that 2 ways. In this tune, you could do the dead notes with your right hand. You can just go. So basically what's happening is you have your chord formed here, but you're strumming, and at the same time that you're strumming, you have your palm on the strings. That works great for a downstroke, not so great for an upstroke. And that's the problem with this chunking word that seems to go around and no one really explains it well. So chunking or a dead note works great for a downstroke. You're basically just getting all the strings stopped with your palm, and then you're kind of flicking that first finger through the strings. The other way that you can do it, which is hard for this D chord because you have there's no way to do the muting with your left hand. So that works great for a chunk or a dead note with your right hand. When you go to the G, you can also mute with your left hand. So I have my G chord formed, right? But I'm bringing that pinky down. And this is a huge advantage because when you mute and do dead notes with your left hand, the down and the upstroke is like totally ready to roll. Okay? So that's the advantage. Basically, one way or another, however you want to refer to it, it's dead notes with your right hand, or having a chord formed and then using a finger here in your left hand to mute the strings. The advantage is when you mute the strings with your left hand, you can go wide with your strumming and still get a dead note on your upstroke. When you do the dead note with your right hand, it's super hard to get that, upstroke if you're going to go wide. Okay, that was all left hand. And you notice I was down in upstrokes. I can't even get anywhere near that trying to do the dead notes with my right hand. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work for an upstroke because you're inhibiting the movement of your strum. Okay, so that's way too much of me talking, and hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any further questions, make sure you hit me up through the website to set up a free Skype ukulele lesson. All right, bye-bye.